reports on the effectiveness of the development of projects and programs. So the issues, trends, and innovations are made to challenge to sports research and development. Research and development is the creation of new body of knowledge about existing products or processes, or the creation of an entirely new product. This is a systematic creative work, and the resulting new knowledge is then used to formulate new materials or entire new products, as well oh my god, I'm sorry, as well as to alter improve existing one. This is the definition of Ahmad Gizar. He defined what is research and development. How would research and development will be of help to the coaches, to the academy. So in order to what's this to have the idea on how are we going to have a study, you need to identify first on what area are you going to have the research and what are you going to develop. So you have a lot of here. You have the business. If you're going to have business, particularly on businesses on the sporting equipment and apparels, and then how are you going to market those apparels? Another research will be conducted so that you are going to develop a strategy. And then the sports products, then the media, how the media is going to make another products that would be suited for the Gen Z and for the rest of the population. And sports performance, how the sports performances will be improved much better to become an elite athlete. And then the creation of the new sports development. One of my advisee in the masteral thesis is trying to come up with a study and about sports development. So the study is all about the VOTAC. So what is VOTAC all about? It's a hybrid combination of the so-called volleyball, takraw, and the basketball. So they call that one as BOTAC. And then the process that they have to undergo of how they are going to undergo with the study is the following: research and development process. First, you'd have to generate the idea. Then, after generating the idea, you have to refine the ideas. Then, what would be the basic research and applied research? Then you will develop, and then make an innovation of what you have developed. Then you're scaling up. So let's start first with to generate the ideas. In generating the ideas, you have to generate first what is best in the market, for example. What is the need of the athletes, for example, in developing training. So you have to formulate first. So you can go back to the issues. You can go back to the trends, and you can go back to look back to the innovation. From then on, you can formulate your ideas, what to study, and how it will go further to develop something. Okay, so first is to the market, second is the needs. Under the generating the ideas. So after the ideas, because the ideas generating this too big might be, okay, so you are going to redefine what are the things that you need to focus. So focusing the ideas and identifying the objectives of coming out of a certain research that you are going to develop. Then after you have already the focus and the purposes of generating such idea, you are going to have what are you going to do. First is about the basic research. The basic research is about the hypothesis and clarification. And also you synthesize and you are going to theorize. So you have to think of the theory. You are going to think of the hypothesis, whether this study is acceptable or not, the variables that you're going to use is acceptable, or it is in line or aligned, I mean aligned to your study. So that's applied research. So after basic research, after the hypothesis and the theories that you have formulated, you are now going to move to the next step, and that is the applied research. In the applied research, you are going to test your concept testing of your research. What is your concept? Where did you generate the concept? Okay, where did you generate the concept? The concept that you generate from the very beginning, after you refine it to have the focus. You have to test that one. So in testing that one, what would be the methods that you are going to use? Design and test the product. What would be the methods or the design that you are going to use in that applied research? So after that one, after you have identified that one, you can move to the development. In the development, you are going to develop and test the prototype of what you would like to have in your concept, the product that you are going to have. And number 6 now is the innovation, development and marketing of your technical invention. So you are going to make a strategy, an innovation on how you are going to sell out your product. How are you going to market the product? So that is what you call the innovation, marketing of the product. So after that one, you're scaling up. You are now going to offer the product to the public as an experiment. Okay. So apart from that, according to American sociologist Earl Rupert Bobby, according to Earl, research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict, and control the observed phenomenon, why and how something is happening. So in the generating of your idea of trying to come up for a product that would beneficial to the people who is going to receive your product, you have to look into first the what is this the needs that they have. What are the needs? The needs the needs of the athletes, for example, to come up. So that is a qualitative. And actually, qualitative versus that we have here one-to-one interview, focus groups, ethnographic studies, text analysis, and the case study. So if you're going to have a product that you would like to have to develop that is really needed for a certain group of people or certain group in the industry of sports, you can have either the case study or the text analysis under the qualitative. And then we call that one blending of all these qualitative methods. While the quantitative methods deals with numbers and measurable forms, it uses a systematic way of investigating events or data. It answers questions to justify relationship with measurable variables to either explain, predict, or control a phenomenon. So the types of quantitative methods includes the survey. So if you would like to have a product of your own, you can still have the qualitative, or you can have both qualitative and the quantitative. The descriptive research and the correlational research. These are the very common type of the quantitative methods. So I identify here what would be the possible research topics that you would like to, areas that you would like to do research, quantitative and the qualitative. So for the quantitative, we have the sports, both under the sports performance. In the sports performance of the quantitative, physiological, biomechanical, motor control, strength and conditioning, and factors that can predict human movement. While qualitative sports performance will be facilitators and obstacles, which includes sports sciences. And what are the sports sciences? You have their sports medicine, you have the strength and training conditioning. So what would be the effect of the muscles if you're having this kind of training? Or the other way around is the mental toughness, preparing your athletes for the coming competition. Okay, to wrap up, in sports research and development, you need to identify first the issues, trends, and innovations to come up to new discovery that would be beneficial to sports performance, businesses, marketing, sports product, sports management, and new sports. Well, according to Albert Einstein, play is the most important form of research. Why? Because you need to play with your tricky minds to discover new things. I think that's all. I hope I have shared something in you. Okay, these are the references that I had used for my discussion. Thank you very much. Hello, are you still there or are you sleepy? Okay, thank you very much.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Hello,
Hello, please someone reply.
is
Am I
there
audible?
anybody here? Am I alone?
You are not alone,
Are we
ma'am.
cut?
Ma'am, we are caught in a technical issue. That's why, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Okay.
But she's not audible to us.
Hello.
Things from this session, and
Okay.
we will
No,
keep
I
these
did not
things
answer my phone because
until
I'm
our last
talking.
breath. Actually,
and Management in International School of Management, University of Mysore, Mysore. He got his additional education qualifications from Microsoft, University of Maryland, University of Pennsylvania, and University of California. He worked as an instructor for several online certificate courses and workshops of Kerman Science and Technology Park, Kerman, Iran. He published a number of research articles in national and international journals and has used research experience in the field of economics, technology, entrepreneurship, etc. He actively participated as key speaker, reviewer, and foreign delegate in many international conferences and got first place in Frisian 9 Intercollegiate Economics Fest and Philolit, a one-day symposium on poetry and educator. With this brief introduction, I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Iman Ghavam to this session. Thank you for this opportunity to introduce the resource person. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
One
My name
second.
is Iman. First of all, I have to ask, am I audible to everybody? All right, fantastic. All right, thank you very much. First of all, I have to thank Ms. Mandy from the Philippines for the fantastic session. All right, so today I'm gonna talk about a very interesting topic. It's called reverse innovation, and it's fairly new, almost introduced around 2009 and more popularized around 2013 by Dr. Vijay Govindrajan. He was the dean of Harvard Business School for some time, and now he's one of the most well-known strategists in the world, and he's also a chief advisor to General Electric. Now, let's know what reverse innovation is a little bit. Reverse innovation is innovation in emerging markets, tailored to the needs of their people, but possibly defying gravity to flow uphill, that is, finding application in advanced countries. For example, a reverse innovation in is General Electric's MAG 400 innovation as a portable, low-cost ECG machine. It actually catered to the rural population, all right, who couldn't afford the healthcare. So what happened? GE came up with its technology. Probably costed around $50,000, and it used the whole house power to run, and very expert people to actually run it, which was not possible at the time to actually cater technology to the developing countries, and that takes off and goes back to the developed countries. And this MAG 400 had dried noodles, which was actually originally developed for India and Pakistan. Now it found a market in Australia and New Zealand as a healthy, a small fridge, which was actually test marketed in 2010. It was originally developed by in developing world can neither demand nor afford the high levels of performance in product structure can be allowed. For example, a sustainability gap, the regulation close to commercials can be